What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the 406, where everything we do is Montana outdoors. Today we're going to be doing our first ever review, if you will. I'm going to kind of go over the kayak a little more in depth than I did before and talk some pros and cons and whatnot, if you will. So what we have is the Lifetime Tamarack Pro 103. It's a 10-foot 3 sit on top kayak. It's 31.5 inches wide, and at the time I bought it, it was right around $350. Now I think they go for closer to $400, but for a budget kayak, I mean, it's really actually pretty damn good. You know, if you're, say, used to smaller kayaks, if you will, this one is, I mean, I'm someone that's I had never kayak fished. I had never really done much fishing from a boat or anything like that. I had never fished from a kayak, and I have never once truly felt like I was going to flip this thing. So stability wise, I mean, it is pretty fantastic. It's got, from the Cockpit, adjustable foot pegs, which, if I remember right, I think it was this one. Yeah, it was the right one. Every now and again, it would like not lock, and when I would try to put weight on it, it would pop down. Seemed to kind of correct itself a little there. It only has the 2 rails for accessories, which I don't really use much for the accessories anyways. I don't even hardly use the rod holder there. But an accessory I do need to get is I need to get some sort of anchor system. I haven't figured that one out. The seat is a nylon covered aluminum frame seat. It's really good in the sense of it keeps you up off the plastic, keeps your butt dry. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're like me and you're spending more than an hour or 2 on it, where you're spending 2, 3, 4+ hours on this kayak, it's definitely worth investing, which I have not yet, in a seat pad. The main things I haven't got an anchor system, a seat pad, and I still have not picked up a cart for it. I'll get one. It's not overly heavy. I think it weighs right around 60 pounds. So, I mean, you can feasibly throw it up over your head and just walk it down to the water in most cases. The handles are kind of janky. Mine managed to hold up for the whole season. The side ones aren't too bad, but these end ones, yeah, I mean, you can see they're not really much. I added these little loops so that I could have something to fasten the front and the back, because I'm paranoid when I'm hauling this thing on top of something. It does have the 2 flush mount rod holders that kick them out at an angle. I only got tangled up the one time, which was nice. I haven't really built a crate or anything like that. I've pretty much just kind of been running the Elastostrap through my freaking backpack and holding it off like that. And I can say, like, I've caught some decent fish, and I fought one really big pike. And like I said, never once did I think that this thing was going to flip. It comes with everything you need to get started on the water. Comes with a paddle, nice seat. It's a pretty good little kayak. Now, I will say the paddle is far from great. It's barely wide enough for this kayak. Like, I know I bumped it. I hit the side of the kayak several times using it. So that was one upgrade I did do, was I bought the Ascend tournament style one. And in comparison, well, there is no comparison. This Ascend one, for, I think it was right around $80 when I bought it, is top notch. I mean, it floats for the most part. It's more than wide enough for the kayak, and though I'm probably the only fisherman that doesn't care about the length of the fish. It does have a nice ruler in the middle there. I personally, I just use a scale and weigh them. I don't really care. I suppose if I ever got into the tournament scene, something like that would be very handy to have. I could get a rough estimate and then set it. There's another thing the kayak actually came with. If you're not a short fucker like me, most taller people, anybody 6 foot or better, can have these kicked all the way down. And it does actually have a nice little 24 incher there. One thing this thing could have done with was some sort of drink holder, which it has this where you can lay down your water bottle, but it's not secure by any means. And obviously it's just chilling out in the open. This year, I am going to get into the habit of strapping the backpack to the front and putting a little cooler in the back so that I can have some drinks with me. Another thing that these guys did well was the hatch. It comes with the bucket, and then obviously if you just pop the bucket out of there, you're straight into the middle of the kayak, and it's pretty standard in that sense. Oh wow, standard empty kayak. It is cool that it comes with the bucket, because then you can put your keys or your phone or what have you in there. God dang, I am struggling today. Now another thing on the seat is these are the clips that hold it in, which they're kind of janky, being just plastic to plastic. I don't expect them to last a super long time, but I also don't worry too bad, just because I don't do too many wild things. I'm pretty careful for the most part. See what else. Another thing I wanted to touch on too is how the paddle is held on is just more of the Elastistrap, which it works. It's pretty quick, but those holes are not sealed on either side, so those can take in a little water, but it's pretty minimal. I mean, the water would have to be pretty choppy when you're out and about on it, or you'd have to be pretty weighed down. But it also does have the quick release drain back here. You just flip it over and pop that out, and you can drain it out pretty easy. The main time I ever had water in it was leaving it out. So, and you know, I really can't think of much else for it. I'm not good at this type of stuff. This is the first time I've ever done any kind of review, so bear with me. It's going to be fairly short here. Would I consider it a professional level kayak? Absolutely not. But if you're someone like me that lives on a budget, or say, like I said before, if you were used to something even smaller than this and you were worried about stability or anything, I would absolutely point you in the direction of this one to get started. I obviously, at some point, I want to upgrade to about a 12 footer. That would be about prime for me and everywhere I like to go. This was, I had the money for it and I wanted it, so I got it. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be it for the Lifetime Tamarack Pro 103 review. If y'all enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you guys on the next one. Keep casting.